G'day folks, welcome back to another update, and today we're looking at high-grade copper and US crude oil charts, technical analysis, and they're both showing some slight but very cautious bullish movement. Before we go any further, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to support the channel. So in terms of an outlook for both crude oil and copper, crude oil global demand remains strong, particularly from emerging economies. OPEC production costs are supporting prices. However, increasing US shale production and potential economic slowdowns could temper price gains. Geopolitical tensions in the Middle East remain a key risk factor. For copper, strong demand from China and other emerging economies driven by the electrical vehicle and renewable energy sectors is supporting copper prices. However, supply concerns including potential disruptions and rising production costs could limit upside potential. Economic slowdowns in major economies could also impact copper demand. So first, looking at US crude, we always look at the long-term trends. So I've got the monthly, the weekly and the daily charts here. So on the monthly, it's pretty much been moving sideways now for since around November 2022. And you can see there on the price chart, the moving average range is also narrow, but the price is below that moving average range. So somewhat bullish movement at the moment. And likewise, very similar pattern and movement on the CCI 150. And for these moving averages, by the way, you can actually reference them in the video below to learn how to draw those on your charts. So again, on the monthly, it's bearish with both the price and the CCI broken below their moving averages. Likewise on the weekly, now you'll notice here on the weekly we've got a slight move to the upside with this bullish candle so far this week. It's actually they're both still below their moving averages, although the CCI has moved into that moving average range, a very narrow range, but so a somewhat neutral positioning on the weekly, but a bit of a bearish move on the weekly price chart. On the daily, it's actually broken above that moving average range. Again, a very narrow range, and likewise on the price chart. So a very slight but cautious move on the daily chart after I hit this major support at 66.54. We've got a minor resistance up here at 78.02, but again we're some ways off from that at the moment, but just cautiously going long if you're following this. Now if you're trading on the daily, I prefer to wait for the weekly to break bullish movement before taking any long trades. So again, always trade in the direction of the higher time frame. So if you're trading on the daily, trade in the direction of the weekly. Also to note as well, on the daily we did have a bullish divergence here versus a slight lower low, or almost a double bottom on the price chart, and that actually broke higher. And if we draw a Fibonacci on that, it broke into that 23-38% range. That's our minimum target range. You can see there with that indicated by that rectangle. It hit that range and it fell back below the that 23% level of the Fibonacci. So that's a minimum target range, and more than 90% of the time it hits this. Again, we don't look at absolutes, we look at probabilities. So at the moment, there's no divergence to talk of. That still is moving higher on the daily. So bullish movement on the daily. So if we go to the intraday charts, if you're trading on the intraday time frame, this is a 1 hour. You can interchange this with your own intraday time frame, whether it be 15 minute, 2 hours, etc. But I'm demonstrating here the 1 hour. So again, back here, based on the daily, you'd be going long. Let's see, that would have been a bit early to going long there. You want to wait for that break to the upside, and that would have probably been around this area here. So again, see that on the daily, it's bullish on the daily. So you would have gone long when it broke above on the daily, on the 1 hour as well. So if I zoom in, you would have gone long there. Wait for it to break above the moving average of the price chart as well. So again, bullish on the CCI and bullish on the price chart. You would have gone long there. And I prefer to close it out when the CCI breaks, almost touches that moving average range. So you probably would have got out with either a small break even or a small gain at least, possibly on that one. Another entry there. And again, another break even or maybe a small loss on that one. Another entry there. Now this one actually this one would have been in profit, and notice there you would have got in assuming you got in at the close of that one at that point there. And again, looking at that there, it's about to touch that moving average range. So at the very least at the moment you're up about 103 points so far. So a couple of small break evens or small losses, but again always trade in the direction of the higher time frame. So that would have been a nice little trade to take on that one. So for high-grade copper, this one is showing a bullish movement at the moment on the monthly. It's broken just below that moving average range on the CCI, but the price is still above that moving average range. So again, just be mindful. This could go either way. Again, we've got no absolute decision on this one, but it could actually break below that. It's already bearish on the CCI. I'd wait for this to break to the downside. If you're trading on the weekly, wait for it to break to the downside before going short. The weekly is already broken short on a bearish outlook on this on that week there. But notice again, the CCI has broken into that moving average range, giving us a neutral signal. So if you're trading on the daily, avoid going long or short until we see this break above or below this moving average range. On the daily, let me just zoom in on this one. Again, we've hit this major support down here at 39,500, and currently we bounced off that minor support at 40,562. Now it's making further upside. Again, bullish movement on the CCI and bullish movement on the price chart as well. So again, going long if you're trading on the intraday. And if we go to the intraday charts, again, you would have gone long, preferably from that point there when it broke above the moving average range of the price chart as well as the CCI. And if we go back to this point, let's try and line it up. So back around this area, that would have been the possible first entry to go to long. And again, close it out when the price breaks into that moving average range of the CCI. So if I zoom in on that one, you would have gone long on that candle, and you would have closed it out when the CCI touches that moving average range, somewhere around probably on that candle there, the close of that candle up there. That's a 543 point gain on that one. And if we go across, that would have been a false break on that one. Another possible false break on that one as well. You might have, you would have been a small loss as well on that one. And on this one, you would have got in there, and again, you probably would have gotten out at that point there. So in there and out on that one. So 165 point gain there. Again, remember, we're only going long in the direction of the daily. On this one, you would have got in at the top there and a small gain, the close of that one there, 120 point gain on that one. Remember, we're getting out when the CCI touches that moving average range. That gives you an early warning exit versus as against using the moving averages. We use the moving averages of the price to gain entry primarily in conjunction with the CCI moving averages. And then more recently, we had an entry there, probably getting on that one when it broke above the moving average range. That one skimmed across the top there, possibly touched a close there on that one. So about a 95 point or a 77 point gain on that one. Another entry there, and that one touched on that candle there. So a 93 point gain on that one. And that's where we are at the moment. And this one's currently showing a potential fresh bullish move, so if that breaks above on the price chart, go long. And again, but just be mindful that CCI seems to be pulling back, but again, go long as soon as that breaks above that moving average range on the 1 hour time frame. To support the channel more, hit that like and subscribe button and share the video. For added benefits and the cost of a coffee, consider subscribing to the Patreon page, where we look at weekly scans of bullish trending shares and insider trades that may have occurred. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.